My name is Ruth, and I'm 76 years old, which I find hard to believe. I was born in Vienna, Austria in 1935, and when Hitler came in 1938, being of Jewish descent, my life turned upside down. My father was taken to Poland to work in a camp, and I was left with my mother and my grandparents. And in 1940, right at the very last moment, my mother and I left, leaving my grandparents to fend for themselves. My grandfather actually died the night before I left, and I saw him in the bed in that way, and so we had to leave my grandmother crying. And it was something that I didn't realize was as deep a trauma as it was because I was only 5 years old. Throughout my life, I suffered with depression. In 1967, I had severe panic disorder, which led to agoraphobia. I worked through so many things in my life and finally felt as though I could walk down the street by myself, and only to find out that I had cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I survived that. So I am a good survivor, but depression and anxiety and panic at different times continue to be there. I read about thought field therapy, TFT, and Dr. Bray, and I decided that that was the way to go after I looked at my grandmother's picture on the wall, which I just hung there actually, and my grandfather's, and had a near panic attack for the first time in a long time. Came to see Dr. Bray, and in using TFT, I was able to remove that horrible trauma from my soul and my heart and my mind, and was able to get out of the there and then into the here and now, to paraphrase Dr. Bray. So I'm happy to say that I've used TFT continuously on many things because I had so many subsequent traumas to work on. And every once in a while I pop in to see him again and we do some more tapping, but I do know how to tap now on just ordinary occasions. And I really started just a few years ago, I think, with Dr. Bray, and I know how much better I feel now than I did previously. So I have to say that TFT was a tool that maybe gave me that much more inner peace when at times I didn't even think I deserved inner peace because of my post-traumatic stress and survivor's guilt issues. Most people, I think, have had problems in their life. It's never easy to grow up because we don't have a manual to do that. But sometimes there is a particular trauma, let's say somebody in the military or somebody that's been raped or somebody, and their life was going along just fine. They had no known problems from the past. Nothing in the past really had a huge impact on their life or disrupted their life in any way. But then they have this one traumatic event and they can't get away from it. There's no way they can seem to overcome it. And I would say don't go into therapy of any other kind. Just have some thought field therapy and do some tapping, and then you may find out that you have some other problems too, but at least you'll get through this hideous event and this terrible traumatic event that just recently happened, and it will be a lot easier, I believe, to get over it and get past it at that point than to go on and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it ad nauseum when you can just tap your way to healing.
Yeah.